Life Tapestry Creations. Stop worrying and start creating. Dear Owns, even though you have crossed into the new world, you worry that nothing is right in your life or the world. So your inner caretaking sensations are surfacing once again. You feel you cannot ignore everyone and live in an isolated box. At the same time, you cannot care for everyone, or even those closest to you, because you are no longer a caretaker. The indications that such is so are that you are frazzled, tired, irritable, and frightened. The old has to be destroyed before the new can be built. But you are trying to keep as much of the old as possible, creating a wobbly new structure. You fear that without 3D structures, your life will never be complete or correct. Instead, note how rapidly your former world is falling apart, indicating something has to replace it. Thousands of creations are yet to be formed. Imagine a plot of land with a decaying barn. Every piece of the barn must be removed before a new structure can be built. Once the land is cleared, you have innumerable choices. A new barn, home, business, or develop the land into a forest or wildflower field. Numerous options that were likely never envisioned before the barn decayed. So it is now. What no longer serves the new world needs to be removed. Much of the stress you are experiencing is wasted energy, because the new is forming within each of you. Perhaps you will wish to build something temporary, and another wishes to create something more permanent. Discussions ensue, and decisions will be made, not resulting from a logical mindset, but from needs within. So, some will receive inner messages wishing to be part of this group, and others will find different areas of interest. You are most likely thinking of group needs and activities, as was true in 3D. Instead of activities for a few people, most 3D actions were based on the needs of the multitude. And because two essential 3D elements were caretaking and power-mongering, creations that were correct for a few most often became the model for the majority based on what the power-mongers allowed or encouraged. This new world does not follow the same rules. Your world is much more individualized without central sources telling you what you need or want. So the shift is confusing and frightening for many, with thoughts of things you need being destroyed or removed. The destruction of the old, decayed system is frightening, because you are not used to thinking outside the group box. What do you need or want? Instead of what does the 3D world need according to my intellect, power-mongers, the media, or anyone, or anything other than your inner voice? In this new world, you create what you need, as will all others who have transitioned. You will do so either individually or in small groups. Creations that will no longer be partially right for you, but precisely what you need or wish for, with a flexibility that was never possible in 3D. What you want or need today may be different next month or tomorrow. This is a create-as-you-go world instead of what is right for as many people as possible, designed by someone who then tells you what you need. Of course, this discourse is upsetting to many of you because you want someone to tell you what and when to do it. In 3D, it was much easier to fulfill a partial need through group action than it will be for you initially, because you are not used to creating what you need instead of accepting what is provided. So you are frightened. What if you make a mistake? What if you create something that is not right for you? You will do both initially. Not because you wish to frighten yourself, but because you are a novice creator. But with practice, you will joyfully create this and that. Who are you? What do you need or want? Why do you need or want that? When are you going to create it? Not when will society create it, but when will you create it? Group thought is no longer the creation mode. Nor is caretaking part of the equation. That is not to indicate you will ignore or deny others their dreams, but instead, those are their dreams, not yours. You no longer need to delay your joy, because others are not joyful or are frightened. You no longer need to worry about others as you observe that they are not caring for themselves, but waiting for someone to care for them. You no longer need to delay your life until others are comfortable in theirs. You are no longer a 3D caretaker in any form. This is a new world, and you are a new being with unlimited creation skills that you are most likely curtailing. As you know the fear of others' pain will disappear when they realize they have the same creation skills as you and are brave enough to use them. Allow yourself to flow into this new world without worrying about losing this program or that idea. Programs that are right for many, but not all. Create what you need when you need it, knowing that others have the same abilities, if they choose to use them. The universes are always open to helping them, and you develop your new skills. You are not alone, even though many of you feel you are. This is merely the in-between stage, as you transition from 3D thoughts and expectations to a fully creative new you. So be it. Amen. Crossing the bridge, the next wave. A new wave of light is moving through the cosmos, threading its way through the stars, the earth, and our bodies. It is rearranging everything. It is subtle, sacred, and undeniable. You may not hear it, but you can feel it. A hum beneath the skin. A pull in the heart. A quiet unraveling of what no longer fits. We are not who we were. But we are not quite who we are becoming. We are standing in the liminal, between timelines, and between identities. The cosmic field is recalibrating, and so are we. Crystalline frequencies, solar codes, and galactic harmonics activate dormant layers of our being. They come to invite us inward. Inward to our truth. Inward to our bodies. Inward to the remembering that we are the light we've been waiting for. This wave isn't about ascension as escape. It's about embodiment. We are being asked to shift from trying to be spiritual, trying to ascend, but rather into living as an authentic, expressive, perfectly imperfect soul. To honor what our bodies know. To speak what our hearts can no longer hold and stop shape-shifting for another's comfort, and say yes to what feels like home inside our skin. We are not just healing now, we are remembering. Remembering our truth. Remember what we have carried across lifetimes, our gifts, voice, and knowing. The abilities and wisdom cultivated through many incarnations are coming online. What was once dormant is stirring. And what was hidden is now safe to emerge. We are reactivating the inner architecture that was always there, but was buried. With each wave of light, more of our original design is being restored. We might feel this wave physically, as tingling along the spine, buzzing in our limbs or feet, sudden waves of exhaustion, or sleep that is deeper than usual. Some feel lightheadedness, ear-ringing, pressure in the head or chest, or body temperature shifts. There may be waves of nausea, digestive discomfort, or strange cravings as your body processes incoming light. Dreams may be intensely vivid, symbolic, or filled with movement, your system integrating across timelines. My dreams have been incredibly active. Lately, I have been wearing a glucose monitor, and last night it went off twice because my glucose was bottoming out. The alarm pulled me from my dreams, and I rushed half asleep to grab food to stabilize myself. We are intensely processing eons of stuff. Emotionally, we may feel unexpected tears rising from nowhere, waves of grief or joy, without a story. Anger or heartbreak may reappear not to trap us, but to be allowed to finally move through. We might feel a deep desire for truth, yet instinctively, we know that the only real truth lies within. We may have an aversion to performance or pretense, and a longing to be alone with our authentic selves. We may feel resistance to showing up in old ways, constantly giving, constantly not feeling real, or putting others first. Pay attention to that resistance, it has a message for you. We are under intense reconstruction. Our nervous system is learning to hold light, like a chalice. Our voice preparing to carry truth encoded in frequency. We are remembering our soul's truth. Our bodies are remembering what it means to be a bridge between heaven and earth. We are not lost. We are not late. We are right on time. We are crossing the bridge. And the cosmos is walking with us. It is truly an incredible time. Jen. Lao Tzu, Embracing Thoughts. Greetings, I am Lao Tzu, master of balance, and I come because of the question that has been asked: how does one send away negative thinking? And so I ask you, why do you send it away? Why do you not embrace it? For it has come to teach, it has come to show an aspect of you that is ready to be healed, that is ready to be transformed. I ask you to come sit with me in the middle of the infinity loop, for this is the place of the quiet, this is the place of the silence, this is the place where you may find yourself. And as you sit with me, let us notice those thoughts that seem to take a hold of you, that cause anxiety, that cause stress, that cause those familiar feelings running through your body. Let us just sit here, and let us watch them, and let us see them for what they are, for who they are. For they are just bringing your attention to what is being called out for healing. And which part of thee is calling out for help? When you become aware, and you observe, and you say, well, I know Lao Tzu, that I no longer want to have these thoughts, but I don't know how to stop them, then you are already taking the first step, and I do not say stop them, I say let them go, for they too are on a journey. They too are ready to be transformed. And how can we do that, beloved? Let them come into your heart, into the infinity loop, as you sit, and as they go through and out your body. Let them go on each side of the infinity loop, and in doing so they will be washed, they will be purified, they will come back into balance, and they will remember who they are. You have the question of, well, how can thoughts have this consciousness? And they do, beloved, they have their consciousness in a way that you don't completely understand in your human mind. But think of a thought as having a certain energy within it, and without identifying what you believe that energy to be, whether it would be what you would think of as a higher vibrational energy, or a lower, or a negative, or a positive, it does not matter. It radiates out what it is. And those that radiate out, I am not pretty, I never do things right, I always see what another does and comparing it to what I do. They become broadcasters, and they broadcast that right back to you, and that becomes part of your understanding of who you are. But it is really not a true understanding, for the thoughts are really saying, help me see myself in a better light. Help me eat what will help my physical body, help me see myself as beautiful. And when you listen, and begin to say to the thoughts, as you would to a young child, you are beautiful, you are here to radiate light, you are here to love, those thoughts, they'll look around and a new way of being comes upon them. And then when you find that which pleases you, that brings you joy, such as an activity, or memory, or a loved one, and you focus on that feeling, those thoughts will then begin to understand that there is a whole new world, and they are ready to change. And those thoughts are really you, aren't they? So let us take the first step, to find peace, as you sit with me and you watch the thoughts flow in, and flow out. Farewell with love. We are a miracle in the unfolding. We are in the framework of huge transfigurations, the changing not only from the density of the physical body, but our old DNA is being replaced with the new 12 and 24 strands of DNA in our new solar crystalline light body. This means that all the old programming of your old DNA exists no longer, and this includes the ancestral programming on all levels, as well as whatever programming was before, in your emotional, mental, spiritual, and all 12 bodies and fields. We are now moving deeper in a huge cosmic portal, the portal of no return. It can be challenging on so many levels, for on the one hand, we are some levels still need to function in the old paradigm, which is clamoring for our attention, as well as now being in the stage of the total unknown, the void. For in truth, although we have been prepared for this over many lifetimes, and at soul level, before we're born as star seeds, no one really could tell us what it would be like to be in physical form, on this planet, and to live through it all. Yet, we all signed up, and many of us, like me, were asked to be here, because of the immensity of the work unfolding here, and our soul expertise, our soul light, our soul knowledge, wisdom, steadfastness, under severe fire, holding the light and line steady, were of vital importance. Add to this our ability to live and function from an open heart, filled with divine love, light, and power, and the wisdom to dig deep into our own soul, as amplified by our monad and cosmic teams, the divine within, and pioneer a totally new life, in a totally new body, and become the seventh root trace of man. All of this is not for sissies, nor for shrinking violets. It is only for the very brave, and those of us who have proven ourselves to be able to handle all of this long before we were born on this planet. Even millennia before, as my beloved always tells me. Yes, we are the ground crew, the special light forces, and we do not need to use brutal force, no, for the greatest of all powers is divine love. It can enter where nothing else can, and cleave open the heart and soul, and activate the souls in ways in which nothing else can. I was called into a meeting with the intergalactic councils recently, and I was shown clearly what was happening. And I was shown the immense backup teams from all over the universe, as well as others, the many tiers of creation, from angels, archangels, Elohim, and Elohim councils, the mighty I Am presence of every man, woman, and child on earth, the 12 and 24 elders, who surround the throne of the divine source. The ascended masters, the list goes on, and on. All of them are beaming light and love, and support to all of us, whether we are conscious of this or not. This is the vast expansion not only of our heart and throat, solar plexus, and all our chakras, as the new higher chakras are now being activated, which were closed down at the time of the fall of Lemuria, and even before that. It means that we are now stepping into our own godliness, the goddess and God within, as co-creators of the new golden age. It means that our full soul attributes, talents, gifts, abilities we have had since time immemorial, when we were first born by the divine feminine, are now being returned as the last veils of illusion have dissolved. What does godliness and truth mean? It means that you are pure divine light, pure divine love, pure divine power, and pure divine wisdom. You fully embrace divinity within you and co-create this with love, in love, and through love for the greater good of all. It means claiming and living your own sacredness, your own holiness, and co-creating this with great love, and are infinitely connected to all souls, and all life and life forms, and on the vast cosmic scale. You embrace oneness, and you are one with all that is. Yes, your mind boggles, and whatever is left of the negative ego, and all the false doctrines, belief systems, programming, which is still there within you, tends to wish to negate all of this. Yet, your soul knows. It always has. It is merely awakening now to its highest soul truth. It is finally returning home to where it truly belongs. We are living the eternal now. Even when navigating the great unknown, we are already assured of the outcome. It becomes a matter merely allowing our souls and our wide open hearts to guide us through this process as one with the divine and the cosmic whole, assisting us. It is that deep intuitive knowing, and the deep knowing that whatever has been before is no longer, and what is now is but transfiguring into a new and much higher dimensional existence, and in miraculous ways we cannot even imagine right now. What the seeming impossible becomes the norm. We are a miracle in the unfolding. The unmanifest becoming manifest. The unknown become known. Yet, we already knew this at soul level, millennia ago, when we all agreed to this cosmic mission, and were being prepared for this. Here we are, we cannot do, nor being anything, or anyone other, than the truth of who and what we are, at soul level, and fully embrace the new. Wholeheartedly. Holy. Holy. Saint Germain, why would you ever incarnate? I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. I welcome all of you to consider why you would ever want to incarnate on planet Earth and suffer the pain and the agony that you sometimes must experience just by being there. This is not a trick question. There is a reason why you do it. There is a reason for the pain, the loss, and the feelings of separation and abandonment. It is from those places of despair that you then get to go home. For what you are experiencing truly is all about the joy of the journey, but it will only be a joyous journey if you decide to make it a joyous journey. This is about more than just surviving planet Earth for as long as you can, or getting as much stuff as you can possibly get in the decades that you will have a lifetime there. This whole experience is about finding your center, finding your alignment after having gone far off of the path. If you just stayed on the straight and narrow all the time, you wouldn't get to have the experience of coming home to source, to your true self, to the love that you really are. And so, yes, you are meant to take the fool's journey, and to live by the ego, and to pursue that which does not serve you, only so that you can have the wonderful experience of going home. And sometimes, of course, it will seem like you have gotten too far off the straight and narrow path to possibly get back to center, back home to source. And those are the stories that make the best books and movies. You like giving yourselves insurmountable odds so that you can then overcome them, and show yourselves how powerful you are. You also like becoming more creative, and using your intellect, your mind, to get yourselves out of those situations that you get yourselves into quite by accident. Some of you know at times that you are headed for disaster, and you keep going anyway, because deep down inside, you know that it will be a truly joyous experience to climb your way out of that deep, deep ditch. You may think that you make mistakes, and that you disappoint Source, or your higher self, or your soul, by making those mistakes. But all of us in the non-physical benefit from everything that you do, because there is always an expansion that occurs, and we always take the expansion right away. You sometimes wait until you can really feel the urge to go home, before you start considering how you are going to get there. And there is always a path. There are always several paths to get you back to center, back to the source of everything and everyone. Don't worry, and believe for a second that you are the one exception. You never really do leave source, or your soul anyway. You just hold the perspective that you are so far gone, but, again, that gives you the opportunity to experience what it is like to overcome insurmountable odds, and you get to demonstrate that source lives within each and every one of us, no matter what, no matter how far gone we might be, or appear to be, in any given moment. So if you are one of those people who feels like you are very far from the straight and narrow path, celebrate yourself for being brave enough to go out there that far, and then accept that there is a way back, and you will find it. And it will make a great story someday. If you see someone else who is in that pit of despair, instead of pitying that person, celebrate that person for their willingness to explore the depths, and encourage them with everything that you have, and everything that you are, to come back home, and experience the love of Source once again. I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. Source: rayofflight.com. The other videos are in the English video playlist. Help me spread the light, click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.